All right. All right. All right. Let me get this started. Whoo-wee. Yes. All right. All right. Hello, beautiful people, tribe of many colors. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's get into it. How have we been doing this week? Having trouble sleeping? Me too. On top of that, eating. If it feels like you want to eat everything one day and then the next minute you have no appetite, that's happening. All right? You got to let yourself eat the food. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel shame. That's one of the things I got to start off with this. When we eat, okay, you have to enjoy your food. You have to love that moment. You're nourishing yourself, you're nourishing your cells, and everything you think, say, and feel while you're eating, you're consuming into the energy of your body. All right. So when you eat, if you watch TV and eat, put on something positive. If you have a conversation and eat, have a positive conversation. If it's just you, have some positive thoughts as you're eating your food. Don't judge yourself, right? Because the minute you feel those emotions while you're eating, you're literally consuming it back into your body, right? You're re-ingesting emotions you feel at the time that you're eating. So try to be mindful of your thoughts, make it positive. Don't have shame and guilt around your food and how much you need to eat. We go through seasons with that, right? Because there's times we eat a whole lot and there's times we don't eat anything. That has a lot to do with the energy that's coming in off of our solar giant, okay? When the energy of the sun is intense, when it's giving us a lot of love and support, that's the energy of the ancestors here, right? When people pass from this earth and they no longer have their physical body, their soul, their energy is, I know some people say they're in fourth dimension. How it's shown to me is their energy is reabsorbed. A part of them is left here to help us continue so that it can become a new flower or a new plant or a new tree. Life continues to come to us in what's available to us when souls leave this plane. All right, there's a part of us that's left behind that becomes something great. And for a lot of the souls that have moved on in their lessons, a lot of them give their energy to become a part of the sun, right? So when the sun is up there, it's not just keeping things alive, it's actually feeding us and loving us and teaching us. That's grandma's hug up there, that's your father's kiss up there. That's your brother's hug. That's your sister's smile. Their energy is left behind in some way for us to partake of. So feed yourself not only food, but feed yourself with the sun. Okay, that's very important that you feed yourself some sunlight. If you can't go out directly into the sun, then leave a glass. What I do is I like to leave a glass outside on my window and I leave it in the sun all day. I just cover it. Fill it up with water, cover it. You drink that. It's the energy of the sun, the rays of the sun. They get stored in the cells of the water. So you can drink that if you're someone that you're in your office all day or you're in a building all day. Enjoy the sunshine through a glass if you can. Just leave it somewhere where the light will hit it. And then you can drink that. It's not as potent, but it's good enough. All right. What else we got to talk about? No stress day, no stress days, okay? We're moving forward now. We gotta handle on our emotions and expressing ourselves, right? And being mature in how we deal with things so we can lessen the need to have bad days. When you're having a bad day now, let me tell you what's going on, all right? I like to call those days calamity days, when everything goes wrong. You wake up late, you're dropping everything. If you have kids, they all decide to act up all at once. If you have pets, they're probably being stubborn, right? You almost knocked off your baby toe on the side of the bed, right? There's a truck in front of you. You're running late for work. All the lights are red. You're frustrated. Maybe you go into a work environment and somebody called out, so now you have double the work, or everybody at work is moody, right? You're having miscommunication with your significant other, right? It's just one of those days where nothing's going right. You're saving up your money, but now some big expense comes up and you got to dip into your savings. Those days are like calamity days, but the message is they happen to slow you down. From the moment you woke up and you started dropping things, right? Or anytime that you find yourself out of the blue being clumsy, you're just dropping everything. Energy is saying slow down. Slow down, because there's some emotion, there's some experience you went through that you still need to process. So when we keep pushing past the first little clues to slow down, the universe just throws everything at you and forces you to have a moment where you're probably going to find yourself in the parking lot crying in your lunch. Right? But that's okay, because there's some emotion somewhere a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago, that because of the circumstances you had to ignore it at the time. But we can't ignore and pack away those things anymore. There's no room. There's going to be no more room to pack away things and leave them there for a long time. That space that they could sit in is gone, because as you start healing, the universe says, okay, look, the space you're going to have is for love, it's for forgiveness, it's for compassion, and you don't have enough space for this stuff. So you're going to have to deal with it, right? So when there's something that you've gone through that you haven't dealt with, the universe is going to give you these calamity days to force you to slow down and have the emotion, the original emotion you should have had when it happened. So let's say you're at work and you get some news about a family member. It makes you anxious, or you have a deal that's going to go through and you're feeling nervous about it. When we don't allow ourselves to have those expressions and have those feelings and really sit with it, the universe is going to give it to you later on, and you're going to have to deal with it anyway. So those days are meant to slow you down, let you process. You're crying now for what seems like no reason, but the tears, right, and the pressure you feel was from something that you needed to express a few days ago, a few weeks ago, a few months ago. For some of us, it's tucked away way in the past that we never cried about something, and now you need to release it. So there's a lot of that release coming up. So don't judge yourself too harshly if you start crying for no reason. It's a reason. It's just something that you didn't allow yourself to feel, and now you have to feel it. So just be gentle with yourself in those moments, because it's necessary, right? The healing is necessary. And I show up doing my work, digging into my own shadow, right? Resolving my own hurt and pain, so I could show up here and talk to you with honesty, with love, and be a part of the healers that's making this path possible. Because every time you heal yourself, you're helping to clear this path so that your children, your family, the generation to come, the souls to come, have a clear path to healing when they get here, right? That's one of the reasons that we are healers. And that's one of the reasons we go through all the stuff we go through, is because we are, in whatever form we choose, we're going to teach this. We're going to leave clues. We're going to leave a clear pathway for the next generation to come in and do their healing. Earth is a healing place. It's a healing school. When you talk about getting your master's in healing, this is it. And whatever is beyond the master's and whatever is beyond that and beyond that and beyond that, Earth is where you come to hone in your healing skills, and you have to heal yourself first, right? And then you leave behind the wisdom of how to do that. There's a lot of people who have healed themselves tremendously from so many things. So if you find yourself needing to heal, somebody's already done it. Guarantee you somebody's already done it. And all you got to do is tap into their story, see how they did it. And that's a path that they walked as souls just for you, knowing you would have that experience. And they incarnated to kind of pave a path for you so that when you come and you're going through it, they left some information behind. And then we're going to do the same thing for the next generation of kids, the next generation of souls, right? We're going to show them how it was done. And that's the gems, that's the wisdom that we leave behind in whatever way we choose. So your talents, your gift that you were born with or that you're learning and developing in this life, that's going to be the portal for that healing wisdom that you're going to leave behind. So whatever your gifts are, you got to hone that. You got to develop that. You got to find the confidence to do it, right? Because that's your purpose. At the end of the day, it's not about the title you give yourself. It's not about the job you do. It's not about the relationships you have and how long they lasted. At the end of the day, you're going to learn something. You're going to leave something, right? And then it's just going to continue and continue and continue. So if you start looking at life like that, you start looking at your situations differently. You start looking at your difficulties differently. And you realize you don't have a bad day, right? You have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to love yourself a little more, to take care of yourself a little more, to forgive yourself a little more, to have compassion, right? These are the master thoughts that we go through every single day. When you can tap into love, forgiveness, and compassion, whoo, yes, your days change, right? Your perspective changes, and you don't linger too long in the negative things. But that's the effort you got to put in, and you take a couple steps, man, the universe gives you everything you need. But you just have to show that you're willing to do the work within yourself. All right. Okay, so that wasn't even the main message. That was just, coming through. But let's get to the main message. The main message, all right? And how I got to this main message was my own little synchronicities from last week to this week. Because sometimes I'm geared, ready to go make a video, and there's just more I have to process, more I have to uncover, more I have to integrate. And then when the time is ready, the universe says, all right, today's the day, So, okay, so the main message is this. I'm going to start it off with a story, all right? So just follow me with the story, and then remember the story when I'm talking about the message. The main story that's going to deliver the message is this. Let's imagine there's a tribe, right? And they've set up on some plains, set up the huts, and the kids are there. This, whatever livestock they have is there. But there is a storm coming, right? Or the weather's changing, the season's changing, and they have to move. When this tribe moves across the land to get to a new place where they can flourish, there's a lot that they face as danger, right? And not only that, they have to pack everything they have. They have to carry food. But one of the most important things they carry with them is fire. They carry an ember, a spark of fire with them, so that wherever they camp for the day or the night, from where they left to where they're going, they're carrying this little flame with them, this ember that someone carries, the light bearer carries the spark. Okay? And that's the most important thing to carry, because without that fire, you don't cook, right? People probably become hypothermic, right? So carrying the fire is very important. So the purpose of that story is to let you know, this message came in from me, I'm sharing it with you, that even though throughout your life you might not have had the best of support, the best of love, the best of families, the best of experiences, right? If you never had anyone to love you or hug you, or to tell you you're doing all right, or to reaffirm and reassure you, right? That you're doing the best you can, that you're perfect the way you are, that you're beautiful the way you are. If you didn't get any hugs growing up, if you didn't get kind words, all of these things, right? Love is a spark. And if you grew up without a lot of love or no love at all, the universe still gave you a spark in something. So if you had a father that was not there, you had a mother that was. If you had a father and a mother that wasn't there, you might have had a grandmother that was. If none of your parents were there, you might have had a friend or parents of a friend or an aunt or cousins or someone who reminded you that love was possible. They gave you a spark, right? And you don't need the whole fire. So are you saying, you might say, okay, are you saying that it was okay that I grew up without love and support? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you didn't need the whole thing. You just needed the spark. So the universe made sure they sent you somebody who would give you a compliment at least once. Somebody told you're beautiful at least once. Someone has reaffirmed your existence. Somebody has reminded you that love is possible, even if all you ever did was see it in someone else, see it in another family, right? See it in other lovers, in other marriages, in other partners. You've seen it somewhere, and that's the spark. And just like the people who move across the land from one place to the other, carrying the spark, you can remake the fire. So even if all you ever had was a spark of love, barely a glimmer of love, you can start a fire from that. And that's the responsibility you have. The universe always gave you something to start with, even if you didn't get it until now, okay? And if no one in your whole life has ever told you you're important, you are. You're important. You're beautiful. You are a part of this entire world functioning and being a loving place and being a home that we can all love, grow, and enjoy, right? Your presence is necessary. Your words are magic. Your smile is beautiful. Your awesomeness. And you are loved, you are guided, you are protected, and all you got to do with that little spark that somebody gave you somewhere, right? Turn it into fire. Turn it into fire. Work on yourself, right? That's the blowing on it. That's the rubbing the sticks, right? That's the knocking the rocks. You got to get your fire going. You have a spark. And if right now you're like, look, I heard everything you say, I still don't have it, maybe this is the message for you to go seek it out. Seek out where your spark is. You can find it in the thing that you love and the thing that you enjoy. For some of us, that spark is in play, right? When's the last time you played? When's the last time you had fun? These things are not just for kids. Everything that we think a child needs to grow and become well-rounded, it doesn't just end with children. If a child needs love, stability, support, stabilization, learning, right? Play, bright colors, positive motivation, goals. These are not things that end once you become an adult. These are still things we need throughout our lives. It's not the thing that's necessary for a child. It's the thing that's necessary for our survival. So at somewhere along the line, from when we were children to when we got into the responsibilities of being an adult, we lost the spark that was meant to keep us in a happy, joyful state, right? It's not that kids didn't have problems and some of us growing up didn't have huge burdens and responsibilities put on us. We did, but there was always a spark and always a path to a spark that we were left with. And whenever we were capable of being on our own and making our own decisions, we were supposed to light that up again, All right, so this is the main message for today. You got to find your spark. You got to light it up, and then you got to change your life. Right? You start doing that, your life is already changed anyway, because you become a seeker. The minute you start seeking out your own light, it will reflect itself to you in the world, and then the world doesn't seem like this sad place anymore. You're responsible for the perception and how you see the world. People are going to play whatever they're going to play out. People are going to live their lives however they want to live it. What's more important is, how are you living yours? What are you doing every single day to be in a positive space? Right? What are some of the things that you do to keep yourself up? Are you doing your breathing techniques? So when you're in a stressful situation, you can calm down. Calm down. All right? Breathe. Breathe. When's the last time you took a bath and just really soaked yourself? Okay? If you can't take a bath, when's the last time you soaked your feet? Don't forget these feet, man. These feet are very important, right? They hold you up. That's your support system. Take care of your feet. Love your feet. Rub your feet. Okay? You gotta protect them. That's your first support system. Take care of your legs. Exercise them, rest them, stretch them, right? Get the anxiety out of those limbs. If you're not walking, you got to start walking. If you're walking too much, take a rest. Elevate them every now and then, right? Get that blood, all the impurities out of the ankles. If you have swollen ankles, right? Rub your ankles. Take care of your feet. You'll be surprised how much is attached to your overall health when you take care of your feet. Light a candle for yourself. Every day I light a candle. I get a candle from the dollar store. I write my own affirmations on it. And every time I light it, I say it. Right? You have to light a candle for yourself. You have to speak positively to yourself. If you don't do that, who's doing that for you? Think about it. We can sit there and wait for someone to call us and speak positively to us. We ask people, hey, pray for me. Pray for my family. All right? We wait for people to give us compliments. Don't sit around in lack because you don't want to practice self-love. If there is no positive word spoken about you by someone else, it's not okay to go through your day without it. You have to speak a positive word for yourself every single day. Put that in the universe. Universe, return to me positive energy because I gave it to you first. All right? Giving back. You're giving back to the universe. You're saying, I acknowledge you, universe, because I'm giving into that pool of positivity by speaking positively about myself, speaking positively about those I know, speaking positively about my living situation, my financial situation, my relationship situation. Speak positively. The universe recognizes that, gives it back to you through that open channel. This is a portal. Your mouth is a portal. Okay? And when you speak, you connect to the energy of the universe. And the universe returns that to you. Right? Whatever you put out as energy, that's the cord you're using to connect. So what are you connecting to? What have you been thinking? What have you been feeling? What have you been saying? Right? We might not be able to control our thoughts all the time, but you can control what you say. So I encourage you, please, please, please speak positively about yourself. Speak positively about other people. Speak positively about your health, right? Your circumstances, your finances. Be positive, right? And it comes back to you. You're in control of that. You want to see a change in your life quickly? Start speaking positive words. If you can't say something positive, don't say nothing at all. Silence is golden. I remember hearing that a long time ago, and it's true. Okay? Silence is golden. Have a golden moment, right? Where you think, you speak, you feel positivity for you, right? And when you really feel that within you, when you know you're really anchored into it, when you start feeling goosebumps. You start feeling that little jitter, jitter, jitter. You know you hit and connected to the universal energy when you say something positive about yourself and you feel that goosebump. Yes, that's the connection, right? And you keep that going, even when it seems like it sounds stupid, right? I used to do mirror work. I look in the mirror and I say positive things to myself, right? Every single day, you're beautiful, you're amazing, right? You're connected, your heart is open, your thoughts are beautiful, you are important, you have a beautiful purpose here. When I first started saying those things, it sounded so stupid. It did. I'm being honest, guys. It initially sounded like the weirdest thing that I could ever say. But even when I didn't believe it, and even when it sounded stupid, I showed up every day and I said it. And I said it. And I said it. And then one day I said it and I just felt this jolt of energy. This goosebump. Something just like just energetically just flowing in and through me. And it anchored in as truth. Sometimes you gotta repeat and repeat and repeat. And what you also do in those moments when you speak positively to yourself, you strengthen this, right? You strengthen that throat, that voice. That carries the essence with it. That carries magic. And you can change not only your circumstances, but the circumstances of other people just by embodying that magic within yourself. So do that mirror work. Speak positively always. That's very important. All right. Well, that feels like a wrap up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for doing your work, and to all the healers out there, right? That doing it in whatever form it takes, whether it's your job, whether you're a nurse, social worker, a good friend, a mother, a father, okay? Therapists, man, hands down, I gotta celebrate the therapists and people who go out there every single day. They kind of put their life on hold to help other people. Sending you so much love, so much support. I know the world is not always kind to you and acknowledging of you, but I love you. Thank you for your service. People always tell me all the time, thank you for your service, because I'm a combat vet. So I get a lot of people sometimes telling me, thank you for your service. And I look at them, I'm like, no, thank you for your service. Okay? When you show up every single day and you find a reason to love, you find a reason to smile, you find a reason to stay happy, you find a reason to keep going. That's a true warrior to me. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful night. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.